Well, good morning, everybody. Check it out. Nearly 48 million people waking up under some kind of flood alert, and that includes the I-95 corridor.
The year of the floods.
So true. Right. The month of the floods, right? As we still kind of wait for August to start. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Jordan Steele, alongside meteorologists Jim Cantori and Stephanie Abrams.
Now, we could see big-time rainfall rates. You're talking 3, maybe even 4 inches an hour potentially. That's what the WPC is calling for.
Really worried about that in the Northeast.
And as we head overnight, the sun could go down. We could still see flooding, so make sure that you have those mobile alerts on your phone.
All right. It's not just the Northeast.
No.
The Southeast that'll deal with the rain as well. The front's only going to get so far, so it's going to stall out. North Carolina, South Carolina, especially coastal areas, as you can see, are going to be on the wet side. I was going to back up as the maps revealed.
Thank you.
I was going to give it a reveal.
Look, it's still, we're next week.
You were standing right in the middle, and Jordan and I were giving each other the eye, like, is he going to move? Yeah.
Like, and blah, 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 blah.
And we're giving each other a look.
I'm so locked on that.
All right, we do have some good news, though. Passing cold front. We talked about the cooler temperatures on the way. Low temperatures that we've been feeling will become our daytime highs. In fact, we might even be below that. Some spots might not even get into the 70s.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Let's go ahead and take a live look this morning. Cleveland, you guys are cloudy. You're going to be
moving slowly, which could lead to some flooding. So there is that flood potential for us here in the south. Notice where we have the highest moisture content is where we have the storms right now. You can see moisture content there, So it really lines up with what's happening in the atmosphere. Thunder also rumbling here. Not a good day also to go fishing because that obviously causes a lot of issues, a lot of waves. That's a pretty gnarly cell right there. You do not want to be caught in a boat anywhere near that right there. The waves definitely will kick up. Speaking of waves, we are going to be making waves in the atmosphere with these thunderstorms as we head later in the day. Showers and storms are going to continue into our Friday, and some of these could give you very strong winds, maybe take out power, maybe take out the signal of your TV if you have some sort of satellite TV, or just take out the power altogether, and then you are stuck with no Wi-Fi. Oh, what do we do? No Wi-Fi. Showers and storms here for us. Though Jordan tells his kids that all the time, right? Oh, sorry, the Wi-Fi's knocked out.
They all went down.
Wi-Fi's down. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah, how's that work out, Jordan?
Oh, what?
Exactly.
What are we supposed to do now?
I'm bored. Then they just come to Jordan every 5 seconds. I'm bored, Dad.
Seriously, I'm like, really? You've been like sitting here for 2 seconds. You're already bored? That's a problem.
You're not going to be bored with the weather that we have here in the Carolinas. It could be a very serious flooding situation, and that could drop south as we head into our Sunday. So there's your weather for the weekend. It's going to be also on the cool side. And then notice we have energy that's going to come in again as we head into the beginning of next week. Jim?
All right.
We could get decent totals here.
Yeah, we could.
You could get maybe even up to 8 inches in some places, very locally heavy rain. The WPC said that it's certainly possible. And by the way, that moisture is not just in the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic. We've got it in the South, especially highlighted over the Carolinas. Where you see the red, that's where you have the highest moisture content in place. And notice this boundary comes down, you get daytime heating, all that translates into storminess. Now, there's a chance of flooding through tomorrow morning, but notice where we have the storms right now. The Carolinas, where we've got the moisture. Moisture also here over Louisiana and Texas. And with our boundary and all the moisture that we got there, we have warm sea surface temperatures, lots of evaporation, lots of heat, putting more moisture in the atmosphere. And it's not that the atmosphere can actually hold more moisture. You might hear that a lot. When it's warm, a lot of people say, oh, the atmosphere can hold more moisture, so that's why there's more in the atmosphere. What's actually happening is when things are hot, little molecules are vibrating faster, so they're not condensing and cooling and causing clouds and raining out. So because it's warm, there's just more vibrating happening and less condensing, and that's why there's more humidity in the atmosphere, more water vapor in the atmosphere. So it doesn't technically hold more, there's just more heat and vibration, so there's not condensation happening. We will see things condense, though, at some point and rain out for us here as we head through the day today into tomorrow. The severe weather threat goes over to the Carolinas. You might lose power. Think about that, or see some flooding, and you might have to go a long way around a road. We will continue to see those clouds and showers in the south through the weekend. So watch for some flooding here, especially into the Carolinas. Georgia gets into that as we head into our Saturday and Sunday. And notice that we stay unsettled. It's not like it's going to be a total washout, but you might really just be hanging in the clouds through the weekend. And it stays wet into the beginning of next week with more energy that's coming in. So we can't really...
What is the world record for biggest lobster?
We were just talking about that monster lobster. It took 2 hands to hold it by the claws and bring it over to the other... Huh?
2.5 feet?
What's that?
I mean, it looked big.
It looked big. That was the size of a cat, a dog.
I'm having Jim look up the largest
American lobster, the biggest lobster ever recorded was 44 pounds, 6 ounces.
44 pounds?
My God.
Off Nova Scotia.
Holy smokes.
That's a meal.
When I said that, Jordan, I said, oh, that thing looks like it weighs 40 pounds. You're like, no way.
Yeah,
and there actually was one. Well, we don't want you to miss a new episode of Claw Hunters Sunday at 8, 7 Central right here on the Weather Channel. That is a big and basically the heat is just as massive in size as that lobster was.
It can feel
Jordan.
like that. You walk outside, you're like,
northern tier of the country. And that's where we had that big turbulence threat for airplanes. And sure enough, right where that was is where we had some bad turbulence. Maybe a few delays here at SFO. Otherwise, we're going to see, I think, big time issues into the Northeast, and we will see that trickle down effect because so many planes come in and out of the Northeast. Moderate delays might be more than moderate here. Philly, D.C., even into New York, Boston, we are going to see some issues as well. So let's talk about the turbulence and the setup we have for that. We do have a few turbulence reports there into the Midwest with a couple planes. But again, if you remember this jet energy, it was a little bit farther north yesterday to the Dakotas and going through Minnesota. So it was a little bit farther north. So now we could run into some problems here. Nebraska over into the Midwest and on into the Northeast as we go through the day today. So always keep your belt buckled. That's the best way to protect yourself when you're on a plane. And I know it sounds like, oh, there's no way it could ever be that bad. Oh, yes, it can. People get seriously injured. So bumpy skies for us here, the Great Lakes on into the Northeast. We're going to take you down into Omaha already. Our first flash flood warning. We anticipate a lot of these in the Northeast, by the way, as we go through the day. But we do have a little bit in the atmosphere here. Water covering some roads with a car stalled in the water. Per Nebraska Department of Transportation, water partially covering U.S. Highway in places between Ashland and Gretna. So this isn't even where the most juiced up atmosphere is. That's in the Northeast. And so we have a huge threat for big time problems here on the air, in the air, and on the roads. And there is our flash flood warning into Orange County. That's for Middletown, New Windsor. And that's until 11:30. And notice that we're already getting rain. We're going to get more rain on top of all this. So, Jordan, it could be a really tough day for us here, especially if you're traveling mid-Atlantic and Northeast.
Well, speaking of traveling, if you guys had any upcoming plans,